Melanie.
Yeah.
So we're here because your parents sent you here and told you that you needed to come see a counselor because of the way you've been treating them and some of your behaviors while you've been away at college. So can you just tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, apparently they believe that I'm treating them badly and that I don't care about them and I don't care about my younger sister who lives with them.
Okay.
And apparently I'm just, I don't know, apparently I'm a bad daughter. And I find it very annoying. I find it very annoying that they think that way and that they've even sent me here. I was forced to come, basically.
Okay. Well, we're gonna just try to work together to figure out what's going on here. So, what are some of the things that your parents, aren't approving of, or they're not agreeing with, maybe?
Well, for example, they came to visit me last week.
Okay.
And I don't live, I'm away, I live on campus and I'm away from home, away at college, but I'm not like too far away where they can't visit me. So they'll visit me every now and then, and last week they visited me. And, they brought food for me so I can have it in my dorm. They brought me money, they even bought me a new phone because mine was acting up. And so, they brought me all this stuff, and then I had stuff to do. I already had plans for that weekend, and they wanted me to spend time with them while they were there, which, okay, I don't see them, but then again, once again, I don't live too far from home where I visit them, I hang out with them, they visit me, we see each other, it happens every now and then, but I have plans, so it's not like I never see them and I have to spend time with them. And so they got really mad because I had plans and I went with my friends and they were kind of left behind, but like I said, I have plans.
So I sense that you're a bit annoyed
Very.
with the situation. Let's take a step back and talk about the things that your parents do for you. So you said they brought groceries for your dorm. They give you money. They bought you a new cell phone.
Right.
So when they do these things for you, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel happy. I feel happy because then I need these things. It's very important to have them, and so it makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy.
And what are the thoughts that go through your head when they're giving you all of these things?
I guess that they love me or they care about me. They're thinking about me because they go through everything to, give me everything, money, food. So, yeah, they care about me.
Okay. So, can you kind of put yourself in their shoes to kind of understand how they're feeling when, they've come to see you at school and they've brought you all of these things, and then you're kind of like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. Can you see how they would feel about that?
Yeah, I can see that, but at the same time, it's like I see them at least once a month.
Okay.
And so then it's like I don't understand why they would get upset at me, and then they start treating me like a little girl because I don't, because then I say, no, you guys can go home now. You guys can go home because I have plans.
Okay. Okay, I understand. When I was in college, I was the same way, except I lived a little bit further, so my parents couldn't visit me as often. So how is it like growing up for you?
Growing up, it was great. We've always had the most beautiful houses. I always had everything I needed. I had a cell phone since I was like 10.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. As soon as the latest smartphone came out, I got that. Allowances, yeah, I did chores and stuff. I also had to work for my allowances. But growing up, I had everything. Me and my little sister, I have a younger sister, and we both have had everything up until now. I mean, I guess I still do because they bring me stuff, give me money, and they're paying for school, and I don't really work. I just go to school.
Okay. Well, it's good to take time out to just focus on school. So it's good that you have supportive parents. But growing up, when you were getting all of these things, how did it make you feel then?
It made me feel good. I mean, I was never worried about anything. I was just happy, and I didn't care about anything, honestly. I never had to care about anything just because it was always provided for me.
Okay. So would you say that you're close to your parents?
Yeah, I would say I'm close to them. Maybe not like best friends close, but as a parent-daughter kind of relationship, I'd say we're close.
How would you rate that on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 being, having a distant relationship, 10 being having a close relationship.
I'd probably say like a 7 or 8.
7 or 8? Okay. All right. So being that you're so close to your parents, how does it feel to be away from home?
Honestly, I like it because I am independent and I talk to them, and I know my parents text me all the time, and sometimes it gets really annoying and they call me and it gets annoying, but it's fine if they send texts now and then. But I actually enjoy being away from home because I've never lived away. It's like I graduated high school and I went straight to school and lived off on my own on campus, of course. But I actually really like it because I can hang out with my friends whenever I want to. And don't get me wrong, I study and I get good grades, and I'm studying to be a nurse, so that takes a lot of studying, and I get good grades. But at the same time, I enjoy doing my own thing without having to ask my parents.
That's good. So do you feel like you have more independence that you're away at college?
I would say so, because I can make my own decisions, basically. So, yeah.
And what was it like at home? Were you able to go out with your friends and do whatever you wanted?
At home, I would always have to ask for permission to go anywhere, even if it was just like to go out to eat. I would always have to ask for permission, and I had curfew at 10 o'clock every single night, even up until I graduated. So I was able to hang out with friends, but it was always like super strict. I would have to text where I was. We have this app thing where they can see where I am, so they follow me everywhere. I guess that might be why I enjoy being out of the house on campus now, because I don't really have to. I mean, yeah, they still have to know where I am. They still keep in touch, and they see pictures and blah, blah, blah. But it's not as intense as it used to be, because it was really intense at home.
Okay, can you give me an example of one of those, intense times where you felt like your parents were just being too strict?
Yeah, so like one time I was just hanging out with a group of friends who they know these group of friends. We're all like the same age, and we were all hanging out actually at one of my friends' church event. They had like some church event, and once again, my parents know these friends, and so we were hanging out, and I don't have a car. And I drive, but I don't own my own car, and so someone else was bringing me home that night. And we were just hanging out, and my phone died while we were out that night. And so I was like, oh my gosh. They always text me, they always call me, so I'm like, okay, I'm not supposed to be home just yet. So I think it should be fine. And then I got home, and I was like in the worst trouble ever. Ever. My dad was so angry at me, super angry at me, and I didn't really understand why, because I didn't come home. I came home like a little after my curfew, but it wasn't like exaggerated. And I got home, and he was super mad at me. Like, why didn't you answer your phone? What happened? Where were you? Why are you kind of late? Blah blah blah, all these things, and he was just really upset. And I was like, my phone died. He was trying to say, well, you should carry your charger around with you, whatever. And I charged up my phone later that night after I was like in big trouble and I was grounded for like a month. And I charged up my phone, and there were like 20 missed calls and like a gazillion text messages, like freaking out, like, why are you answering your phone? And I'm just like, calm down, my phone's done.
Okay. So seeing all those calls and text messages, how did that make you feel?
I was furious because it wasn't my fault, and I wasn't doing anything bad. I wasn't doing anything bad. I was furious.
Okay. Did you feel like, maybe they don't trust me? Or
yeah, I would say that they don't trust me because they feel like they have me in like a jail at home sometimes, and they're just so overprotective of me. I never had sleepovers growing up. I never went over to any sleepovers. Never had anybody come over for sleepovers, and I don't know. It's possibly that they don't trust me. So,
And I sense that kind of bothers you that you weren't able to do those things.
yes, definitely. It bothers me a whole lot.
Do you think that maybe that's the reason why when you're away at college and you have your independence now that you're kind of, you just want your time and you want to make your own decisions, and even though they're coming and bringing you things, you're still kind of maybe pushing them away? Am I hearing you correctly?
I would say so. I guess I do push them away. But it's just because I have stuff to do now. I'm on my own time, and yeah, you bring me all this stuff, but you know, I'm independent now, and so I can do kind of what I please to do.
Okay. So, what do you think you can do to make, I guess not to make your parents feel better, but to kind of, mend this close relationship that you have with your parents, kind of to help ease the tension between you two, or between you guys?
I guess I could just try to be nicer in the way that I say things, because sometimes I do get very angry at them. They just get on my nerves sometimes. So I guess I could try to say things nicer and try to understand. Maybe they came, driving a couple hours to see me with all this stuff, and so maybe I could change my plans at last minute. It's not like I'm bound to those plans, depending, I guess, on the situation.
Well, I have an idea if you'd like to hear it.
Okay.
Maybe you can, and just set up weekends with your parents and say, hey, Mom, Dad, on this weekend, let's go do this. But I want you to understand that on this weekend, I'm going to hang out with my friends, and I'm going to be busy, so it's not the best time for you to come visit me.
Okay, I can consider that.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right, so what we've talked about today is that you're kind of annoyed and frustrated with your parents. You're kind of bothered by some of the things how strict they were growing up with you, but you know that they love you and support you and that they give you everything that you need and you want.
True.
So I think that maybe we should just work on, communication with your parents.